No. Hi. Hello, friends. Welcome to my not a sewing video, movie, home, YouTube thing that I do not edit. I think I should start putting that at the beginning. So if anyone new stumbles across this, they're not surprised that it's just random. I think there's like birds or an animal of some kind in my like attic crawl space, because I hear thumpings and little feet and like twittering noises. It could just be me. It's highly possible it's just me, but I swear there's something up there. So I have moved the offending ring light closer because I noticed that the last video still had shadows. I'm obsessed with the shadows around my eyes that like have been happening. And even though this ring light is basically making me go blind because it's closer, I am noticing, wow, my voice sounds really loud. Hello? 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 I don't know. Am I loud? I'm sorry. I can talk softer. Maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, so instead of having it on the floor past this probably too big of a table, I closed up the things and put it, the legs, that scope. Ooh, that sounds really like a technical word, like scope legs, and just sat it on the edge of the table, which I just realized one of the legs looks like it's really, really close. Like right on the edge of the table. I'll worry about that later. So it doesn't show as much of like the table and stuff, but it does appear to have eliminated most of the shadows on my face. So yeah, yay. I am not looking my best today. I know this is a video for like the general public in general, but I have been sick. No, I don't have COVID. I tested. I think that it's either just like seasonal. It could be seasonal because it's been a little warmer than usual lately here. And so it might be that something's growing that usually doesn't grow in this season this early. It could also be general crud, because I went to Anastasia. Ooh, there's a glare. Glare, glare. No glare. I went to Anastasia the musical this week for my first time, and it's amazing. If you are a musical fan and have not seen it, then your next opportunity, absolutely see it. It is gorgeous. I knew all of the songs beforehand and all of the costumes beforehand, and I'd read the synopsis, you know, beforehand, not like just beforehand, but like when I obsessed over it, you know, a few years ago or whatever, when I first discovered it. But seeing it in person is so different. There is the scene. It is my new favorite scene in like musical theater. It's amazing. It's when Anastasia and the Grand Duchess are at the ballet, and they're in these opera boxes across from each other in the stage with their respective peoples with them, and they're all dressed up grand. And in the middle of the stage, they're watching Swan Lake, and there are six performers, like, you know, not extras. Is extras the word? I've been out of theater for a while. But, you know, who play all the other parts in the other scenes that are not, you know, don't usually have like a name and a bunch of lines and their own songs. There's 6 of them who are putting on the ballet of Swan Lake. Like the 4 women are on their point shoes and the men are long, graceful lines and the legs and I'm just like, oh my gosh, they have to find extras who not only can sing and dance and act, but also can like pull off ballet. Not just ballet, but specifically Swan Lake, which anyone who knows ballet, now I don't think I'm like, oh, she knows ballet, but I love ballet. Like, I love ballet, you guys. Anyway, Swan Lake has very specific choreography. It is iconic, and some of it has to be done very precise and in synchronized. I don't know what this was, you guys. I'm sorry. It's the ballet feet. You know how they go like this? They do that part where the girls go. I'm sorry. Anyway, and they were just beautiful. They're doing Swan Lake. I just sat in my seat going, oh my gosh. The only thing I could think of to compare it to is in Phantom of the Opera. I know it's a cliche, but oh, Phantom of the Opera has been like my favorite musical since I was 9 years old, and my mom got to see the original London cast with Michael Crawford and Sarah Brightman in London and brought me back the 4 cassette tapes. If you don't know what those are, I'm not gonna explain it to you. I'm gonna pretend I'm not that old. 4 cassette tape soundtrack. And I basically just stole it from her and listened to it all day long and memorized it. And it was just beautiful and awesome. My mom used to read to us when we were little, and not just like, I mean, she read like grown-up books. So she had actually read the book, The Phantom of the Opera, to us prior to this trip, and not knowing she was going to see that. And so I knew the story already, and I got off on a tangent. Phantom. Oh, okay. So, Phantom of the Opera, there is a scene where Carlotta is, because she can't sing her, you know, he makes me laugh. She can't do that anymore because the Phantom's like messed with her throat spray or whatever. So she's like, it sounds like a frog. So, they're like, what do we do? What do we do? We're going to do what he wants. He wants Christine in the main role. So we got to make that happen. But it's like this huge outfit, big, you know, 18th century, big pannier, gorgeous dress, big wig. But that takes time. So there's a ballet scene later on in the opera. So they tell the audience, we're going to bring you this scene. And they send out all of the ballerinas to do the scene. And it's lovely. But they are not on point shoes. So it's the only thing comparable to the scene in Anastasia. Oh my goodness. I was telling you all of this to tell you why I think I'm sick. So I am pretty much a homebody since COVID, but not just COVID, since like 2019, since we moved here, because I work from home and I'm an at-home student. But then COVID hit and I ended up developing some COVID-related social anxieties. So, you know, I'm proud of myself that I go out to like the theater and stuff. You know, I stay fully masked and I lean away from people. And if I see someone without a mask on, I don't say anything, but I'm that person that's like, how far away can I possibly get from you right now? And I'm super uncomfortable. George, where are you going? Usually he's like napping and laying down. He's just wandering around like a crazy person. George, come here. Come say hi. Come here. Do you guys want to meet George? My pride and joy? Come here. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that in your way? Come here. Where's my baby? Hi. Hi. Come. Oh, you getting too big for this. This is George. He my baby. George, how old are you? Oh, that's right. We don't talk about that because they called him geriatric at the vet the other day, and Mama cried a lot, huh? Did Mama cry a lot? Did she? Yes. Yeah. Mama doesn't like it when they call you old man, huh? Because you're not. You're my puppy. George does not enjoy his sweater, but he has a mole that he will not leave alone. And he keeps scratching and scratching it and trying to get at it, and it keeps bleeding and it's gross. So Mama said, you have to wear your little sweater coat until it gets better, and maybe you leave it alone then, huh? He can tell I'm talking to someone, but he can't see anyone, so he's very confused. He also is not a snuggler unless you're in constant petting or scratchings of him. And that's him. He's my babies. And my sewing partner, huh, babes? Okay. 10 kisses? Where are my kisses? No kisses? Okay. You're shy? Okay. He just wants more loves. I'm sorry, this might be boring, but he comes first. You all are very important too. Okay. I'm gonna go lay down. Here we go. Here we go. And down we go. And down we go. Okay, good boy. Lay down. Stop roaming. Your nails need cut and you're making titter titter noises. Okay. You comfy? Oh, you're in a sunbeam? He's in a sunbeam, guys. I mean, come on. So anyways, get back from Anastasia on Tuesday night. Wednesday, I'm feeling a little bleh. Thursday, I'm like, I've got a stuffy nose. I've got a cough. I've got goop in my eye, like gross goop in my eye. I mean, just come on. What? That's why. My eyes are not as fantastic as usual because I have no mascara and no eyeliner on, because with all the goop and crap that's going on with my eyes, I did not want to put makeup on them, like right up near my eyes, because that seems not the thing to do. And I also don't want to get that goop and crap on my makeup, so I've got a little bit of eyeshadow on my eyes, and that's it. Also, you guys, I just put dry shampoo in my hair. Do you use dry shampoo? Do you ever do that thing where you spray it in your hair and you're like, this is what I will look like when my hair goes all white? Well, okay, unless you're a redhead, your hair is going to go lovely gray and they're going to be shiny and it'll be pretty, promise. When you're a redhead, your hair is going to go white, like dull matte white, and they're really like rough strands of hair. Let's talk about how I know that. Oh wait, let's not. But sometimes when I'm spraying my dry shampoo on, I'm like, maybe I should be like Elsa and just let it go, let it go. I'm in a singing mood today. Sorry, it's just happening. Don't want to die roots anymore. Oh, that brings up if I'm a natural redhead. I actually am. My natural hair color is like a kind of a dull strawberry blonde, like a dark strawberry blonde, with bright red streaks that grow out at my temples and back, kind of back along my hairline behind my ears, and then in one weird spot, kind of, let's see, where would my natural part's actually on the side, but apparently that went out of fashion. So it's like over here along my natural part. And that happened right after puberty. I was born with fuzzy auburn hair, and then around the time I turned 1, it went platinum and really thin, and I looked bald until I was almost 3. And then it was blonde when I was little, and then it slowly over the years kind of darkened to like a dishwater, dirty blonde. And then puberty hit, as puberty does for girls. And shortly thereafter, these bright red streaks started growing out at these odd points, and my roots started getting this like reddish, I'm lying, it's orange. Orangish, just like dark orange tone, brassy tone to them. And my mom's like, what is happening? We are gonna go get your hair bleached blonde. And while we were at the place, the lady said, hey, you know, your daughter's coloring supports red hair. If you're interested, we could go red. And I was like, let's go red, because Anne of Green Gables, right? So, and my mom was like, no, she's been blonde forever. She's my little blonde daughter. And I was like, Anne of Green Gables. And finally my mom gave in. And I've been a redhead ever since. Usually I use henna to touch it up at the roots. But lately it's been a little harder because henna and white hair don't mix very well. They turn into very pale pink or pale orange. So I've had to use more drastic measures. So anyways, I was dry shampooing my hair this morning, which is why I didn't do it. This is called, so I braid my hair at night so it doesn't break and fall out because my hair is like bleh. And this is called, I brushed out my braid and put some dry shampoo in my hairs, and this is what it looks like. So, I ain't fancy for you today, y'all. Is that enough me talk? I'm sorry. I hope you guys I hope this is just, I hope you're not trying to learn things. So I have been working on the structure for my giant 18th century, and sorry, I'm going to sound a little because I'm sick. My giant 18th century Mentua court gown. And it's not going well, guys, because I've made a hoop skirt before, and I've sort of made a bustle, sort of not. Honestly, I prefer to purchase my foundation garments whenever possible, because I have made corsets, and I'm proud of the ones I made, even though they look like crap. They do the job. And purchased corsets are expensive. But here, let me tell you why purchasing like a good corset, not like some flimsy costumey one on like Amazon or something, but purchasing a well-made, like historically accurate corset, let's say, it's so expensive because, first of all, they use the proper boning, usually steel boning or that synthetic whalebone boning that is so tough. Second of all, they use the really good sturdy fabrics like coutil, which I feel very proud of myself for knowing that word for the fabric that should be used for corsets. I have a very small amount that I ended up getting when someone was moving, and not enough to make a corset though. 3 or 4 B, C. Next, they are very precise and beautiful, and the people who are making them really know their stuff. They know your measurements. They know how much a corset should be pulling you in properly, not tight lacing. That's a whole other thing, and I'm not going into that. But no, the proper amount that a corset should pull you in to give you structure, a structured look. And it's just, if you've ever purchased a well-made historical corset, it's a thing of beauty. And it will last you years. So yeah, they're several $100s. I mean, you're going to be $300-400 around uppers around there. But it is going to last you years, and it is amazing. And depending on your time period, some corsets can fudge for other time periods, and you can kind of do things to mess with them. Also, I hate working with boning and channels. I made a Queen Elizabeth I effigy corset years ago, and still have it, and it still works great. It looks like crap because it's been through many Ren fairs, including being when I was pushed into the mermaid pond by Captain Jack Sparrow. That is a whole other story. I'm not going on that. No. We're staying focused. Anyway, Queen Elizabeth corset. I was so patient. I took forever. Sometimes I'd have to unpick channels that I'd made just the teeniest bit too small and redo them. And when I was done, I was like, oh my gosh, I've got it. But oh, the crying and the swearing and the throwing of things and how long it took and blah, blah, blah. It's worth money to me to keep my sanity and my emotional health. But some people are like, oh, I love making corsets, or you know, it's the type of project they enjoy, or bustles, or, you know, threading, hooping through they're all over it. And those are the people we should be buying them from. So my weird Frankenstein monstrosity of a pannier, court pannier, first of all, I'm having a little trouble keeping it up near the waist because of the weight of how big it is. And second of all, I don't think it's big enough. My husband thinks I'm crazy, but I don't think it's big enough. It comes out about 2 feet from the waist, and I feel like it should be 3 feet at the very least on each side from the waist. Maybe 4. So, I'm gonna go to the hardware store during this next week to look at some structural options for making the upper a little tougher and keeping it up around the waist somehow. Yeah, I will show you a brief little bloop of it at some point. Again, I don't know how to edit, and I don't really want to. So I will either cut it in here if I figure out how to do that, or I'll just bleep at the end of this video. Or actually, that means I'd have to stop the video and then start it again, or can I pause it? Or, you know what? I will post a random picture on my Instagram. So go to my Instagram. It's the Sucky Seamstress. Just go to my Instagram and I'll just be like, this is for the people who watch my YouTube who are like, what the heck does that look like? I am not enjoying this project. I think the problem is I don't like making the understructures. I like making the gowns and the, you know, and so trying to build the understructure for this is wearing away my patience a lot, and I don't enjoy that at all. I pulled out a ton of other patterns because I was like, let's do something else. And then I was like, no, this will be the second project this year, and it's only January, that you have put in timeout. So don't do that. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm really tempted to be like, you know what? Timeout for you, and do one of the 2 projects that that are on my sometime this spring get this done list. That's Angela Clayton's McCall's. I believe it's a kind of a 1840s, 1850s kind of crossover dress, which has been super popular the past couple of years. And I've had some friends do it, and it's just been beautiful. And I had this idea for it that I think would be great. And I have all the structure garments for it. I have the corded petticoats, and I have the proper-ish corset. And so I could just make the dress and have something to wear. And then I've never made either of these patterns. I have a ton of Regency era patterns, like a ton. I have the older Simplicity ones. I have Sense and Sensibility patterns, Regency patterns. I've got, I don't know what they're all called. I've got a ton of them in lots of styles. But I have seen some of the dresses that people have made with this Simplicity pattern. They have made the 1790 kind of crossover gowns where those chemise dresses that the women would wear that were made out of foofiness and sunlight and joy, basically kind of turned into the Regency silhouette, where it came up under the bust, and the foundation garments were kind of taken away, like foofy underskirts and panniers and butt bumps and stuff were kind of taken away to make this elongated front and then this long trailing back. I want to make one of these, and I think I have the perfect fabric, though it scares me. Is there a color or a couple of colors that you don't wear because you're afraid of them? Maybe because your hair is red or other things. I don't wear yellow because I think it turns my skin very yellowish looking. It changes my pallor, I think is the right word, pallor. And then I don't wear orange because carrots. But I have this fabric that I think would just do wonderful things with this. So, and like I said, I'm anxious to just like actually sew something and finish it and put it on my body and be like, look, it's 2022. I have made something. It is on my body. It is done. Look at the thing that I made. Where this, I'm getting the feeling that this Mentua court gown might just be like, if not a year-long project, it's going to be like several months-long project, because I've got to figure out the structure for this skirt. And then once I've done that, I kind of have to come up with my own skirt pattern. I have to take existing skirt patterns and figure out how to elongate them by studying the pictures of extant skirts. And here's the interesting thing. If you follow my Instagram, I made this comment on one of the pictures of Mentua court gowns. They don't all follow the same pattern. I mean, one of them, there's a seam down the side. So it's like they cut two skirt pieces this side and sewed them together. Or one of them goes to the edge and then everything is pleated up to the edge and like folded over and pleated up to the edge. So it's like a giant square that's then pleated on those pannier edges. And there's more. Like I've found like 6 different types of doing the skirts, which means that the style became popular, but each individual tailor, seamstress, whatever, whoever made these, came up with their own way of making these skirts. There wasn't a standard way of making these humongous skirts, which is kind of amazing to me. And I think that is so cool, because then we get to see how creative these tailors and seamstresses were in designing and carrying out this grand new style. But it makes it really hard to figure out on one's own with one's meager sewing skills and meager studying skills and meager me. So I hope I'm looking at the camera. If I'm not looking at the camera, I apologize. There's a big lighted circle in my face. I feel like there was something else I wanted to say. Also, I have an event coming up in April. It's a weekend Victorian outing that is very popular out here and has not happened in several years, and we're so excited. Those costumers out here that I know are so excited about it, and I have nothing to wear. So, I mean, I do have things to wear, but it'd be nice to have at least one new thing. And you know, technically, this dress fits under the Victorian era, so, you know, I need to make new things. I have the feeling that next video I probably will have changed my project again, but not 100%, because the Mentua court gown is going to be ongoing. Ongoing research, ongoing testing, ongoing. And as I make like strides in the improvement of this, I will update you. But I just want to make something pretty right now, okay? So I need to go blow my nose and lay down and drink more water and have some tea. Oh my gosh, I don't have tea. I have a candle. It's not tea, but it smells really good. Okay, bye friends. Bye. Oh my gosh. Oh, I was going to talk about that too. Ah, fudge. Nah. 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 Oh. Hi, babies. You are just fine. Here I come to save the day.